Well, hello and welcome to the Love Machine podcast. And today I'm joined by a truly special guest, joining us from the vibrant city of Dubai. She's not just any matchmaker and dating coach, she's very own Cupid, Mia Pavlikova. In a city where dreams is built as high as skyscrapers, Mia has made it her mission to help high net worth individuals find their ultimate life partners. But her journey didn't start in the boardrooms of Dubai's elite. It began with a personal quest to understand the intricate dance of love and relationships. From singlehood to situationships and even encounters with the notorious time wasters, Mia has experienced it all. But through self reflection, licensed courses, and a stroke of luck, she found not just a partner, but true happiness within herself. And today, Mia will share her experience, wisdom, and insights with us, revealing the psychology between male and female dynamics and unlocking the secrets to everlasting love. So grab your headphones and get ready to embark on a journey as we delve deep into the heart of love with Mia. Mia, how are you doing?
I'm very good, James. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for a very lovely introduction. I'm very excited to be here and to share my knowledge.
Wonderful. I'm really pleased that I managed to read that okay. For those that can't hear, I've got a very slight cold on the way, but I'm doing this with you because I chatted to you the other day and we got on really well, and I thought I can't wait to have you on here. You are quite a special person, and I am delighted to have this. So, can we begin by talking more about how you got into this? Because Dubai is a strange place for matchmakers, isn't it?
It's very unconventional. That's right. And as you said, it's not just that all of a sudden the idea came up, but I actually started from myself. So being here over 8 years, most of the time I was single myself. And as you said, situationships, being in a relationship just because I felt I can't be alone and I can't be happy without having a man or having a relationship. And then the moment when you realize that relationships are basically a psychology, the moment when you crack the code, you become completely different person. And I started this journey approximately 2 years ago. And of course, every day I learn something new. And I'm very happy to be here to share my experience and my knowledge with others that are still on their journey seeking their dreamy love life.
Amazing. So, do you work with men and women equally, or just one particular sex?
Yes, I work with women and with men. Given the fact that I live in Dubai, which is super multicultural place, I never really limit when it comes to nationality, background, age, or religion. For me, it's definitely about having genuine intentions
Hmm?
and wanting to have committed long-term relationship, regardless if they are seeking marriage or not, if they are seeking having kids or not. People are in different stages of their life, but as long as they know they want something committed and meaningful, I'm very happy and ready to help them.
Amazing. I love that. Now, what are the laws regarding matchmaking and dating? Because it's changed over time, isn't it? There are you can't. How do you date in Dubai?
Wow, very good question. And I'm not sure how much we can compare it to other multicultural cities such as London or Singapore or New York. But here it's definitely more on a difficult side. But I also say you make it only as difficult as you let it be. Because if you really know how to navigate the dating scene, then it doesn't have to be such a struggle. Dating in Dubai it can be misleading, meaning people are full of biases, people they're full of judgments, and they don't trust people easily. But
Mhm.
I'm not surprised because when I was single and going on dates, how could I know that this man is being genuine? How could I know that he's being serious and I'm not being lied to, right? So here,
Mhm.
when comes the role of matchmaker, that I meet my clients in person and I'm doing the vibe check and they're vetted clients, I make sure that whoever you meet on a date, you know exactly that this person has the same goals in life. This person is genuine. You have the same values. You can share the same lifestyle. So instead of going on a date where you are unsure about the intention of the other person, matchmaker makes it so easy for you that you know that you're definitely not going to waste your time. It's going to be, you're investing in your time, you're investing in your relationship as well as dating. Matchmaking in general gives you 85% of success, for given the facts that I mentioned, that we look into the values, lifestyle, and goals in life, as well as your preferences for a partner.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest is basically on you. If you can develop the chemistry, if there is the attraction, how's your communication flow? So there is something that clients need to take in their hands.
I love that. I work with many matchmakers all over the world as a
Mm.
coach, and I think it is about 85% success rate. People often
Mm-hmm.
ask me that, say, James, is it worth investing in this? And I say, well, what are you doing now? Maybe they're on the dating apps and they're trying to find someone and they're very, very frustrated by it. I said, well, money you can always make, but your life, you don't want to waste a life and waste another second with the wrong person. With a good matchmaker, they're going to be vetting the person for you. And everyone's intentions are very clear and they're serious, aren't they?
Definitely, because what kind of person would be spending their money and time to meet me and to take up on my services if you're not genuine? If you really just want to date, if you really just want to have fun, let's be honest, it's not very difficult to get out, get in a bar, and just pick up a person. Like I'll tell you an example. A week ago, I had a client. I had a call with a client, potential client interested in my matchmaking, and he said, Mia, I need you so much. I really need your services. Like, I'm a man, I've been in Dubai for over 10 years, and I'll be honest with you, it's very, very simple and easy to go out, pick up a girl, and that's it. There is no challenge, and they are not, even if they could be serious, but this is not how I want to start a relationship. I would like to build it on something meaningful and serious. So I stopped going out. Like, it makes no sense for me. And I don't know where to meet girls. I'm very busy. I work most of the time. And I really want to make sure that I make the right investment. And I want to make sure that I'm going to go on dates only with ladies that we are aligned. So please help me. So I'm always, always grateful that people are open to matchmaking, because
Yeah.
it is an investment, but it's an investment in yourself. Because imagine, instead of going on 2-3 dates per week that are just not the right one, instead of that, you can use the time for your own good. You can go to the gym, you can work, you can spend it with your friends, or even you can spend it with your own quality meantime. And in between, I am doing the hard work on your behalf to make sure that your next date is going to be a quality one.
I love that. It does save so much time because the frustrations that are going through normal dating, there's no need to be texting somebody all the day long until you've met them. With a matchmaker, they're fast tracking this for you. And that's the benefit of this. Everyone's
Yeah.
doing it for the right reasons and the same long-term goals. Now, today we're going to talk about how to crack the code of love. And that's something you've mentioned yourself already, which is great. First of all, what does love mean to you?
Love means understanding, trust, being loyal, being open, but especially love means self-love. You have to love yourself. I know that you hear this coming from every angle. You have to love yourself first, and then only you can find someone else. But it's not a cliche. It's definitely a thing that I work on with every single client of mine,
Mhm.
because I realized that this is the thing that most of the clients they have in common. Why they were not successful in finding someone? If they tell me, I just haven't been lucky. But the more we go to the core, like what exactly is happening is that they don't really have the love that they should give to themselves.
I agree. Luck doesn't really come into this, I don't think. You have to make your own luck ultimately. But if something's
Yeah,
happened in the past and there's been a pattern, it's there for a reason. And that pattern can be changed, can't it?
always, always. As long as you want, as long as if there is a will, you can change everything. But even if, okay, I'll start from the self-love that you need to build when you are by yourself, and you owe it to yourself to love. Um, But at the same time, the work keeps going once you're also in a relationship. Like when I started my journey of a dating coach and matchmaker, and I was like, oh, I'm a professional, like I've cracked the code. I know how to maintain a relationship and how to find someone that is worthy of me. And exactly that happened, which I was very happy. But then the other journey starts when you're in a relationship and you realize, okay, now another part starts on how to really maintain the self-love and how the reflection works when you're with a partner, that other things they come up that you were not aware of before. And that's the beauty of a relationship, how much you are able to handle the reflection of your own insecurities.
That's true, isn't it? It's true.
Yeah, big time.
And yeah, well, people aren't there to save us or to fix us. That's the thing. We have to be the foundation ourselves, don't we, to start with? And
Yeah,
we're
definitely.
always a work in progress, and so are our relationships as well. I think patience is quite an important thing in relationships as well. It can take time to get to meet somebody and to really take your time to get to know them. I see a lot of people who rush things and they think, I found the one, I found the one, their first match from a matchmaker. This is amazing. And then it fizzles out just as quickly as it started. What are your thoughts? What is the optimum amount of
Um,
time that you should take to sort of get to know someone before things become official?
I believe that men, they know earlier than women. As women, we tend to take more time into making the decision if this is the one or not. I guess it's also because I'm not saying it before because I'm a woman, but in general, we know that women are more emotionally intelligent and we are more putting our emotions into the relationship. And we really do the calculation if this is the one or not. Whilst men, they have it a little bit easier and they know I would say in the first up to 2 months, 3 months for sure. If it's not up to 3 months, then it's a no. But as well, my role as a matchmaker is not just put people together, but also to help them to make the right decision. Of course, I would be more than happy if every match that is the first match works out, right? But I don't want to do the quality over quantity thing. So I always collect feedback after each date, and I need to make sure that the needs of the clients are met. And after the first date, I have lots of questions prepared if the client cannot make a decision, like, I'm not sure if I want to go on a second or third date. Okay, listen, let's sit. These are the questions. Take your time, answer. When you're done, come back. And according to the answers, we can tell if the second or third date should take the place, if it's worth it or not. So I'm there to help them to make the decision, regardless if it's yes or no. I just really want them to be happy because anyway, if it's not the right one, sooner or later it would come out.
What sort of questions do you ask at that stage? I know what I would ask somebody, but what would you ask?
For instance, the basic questions, is there anything intriguing you still want to find out about them? Have they checked off many boxes of what you want to see on a first date?
Mhm.
What things you have in common? Does the future align? Did you feel safe? Did your person make you laugh? Can you imagine to spend a whole weekend with this person?
Hmm.
These kind of questions that how you feel when you tap deep into your emotions, where you can imagine certain moments with this person or not.
Yeah, I agree. I always ask people, could you imagine kissing them? If they can't
Yeah,
imagine kissing them, oh no, goodness me, that's your answer. And you can see in their body language how they react to that. And I don't mean on the first date necessarily. I just mean generally, and they will know that. But I think it can take time for people to really get to know each other to make things work. So I always recommend, if
I,
anything there at all, a second or a third date. But I think attraction is still an important part of this. How do you persuade somebody to go against their type that they normally have?
oh, exactly. You use the word persuade because that's exactly what I have to do sometimes. I really need to point out that, okay, you are in my matchmaking database, and you're part of the membership because you trust it. You trust me, you trust the service, you trust the process. And there is a reason, because I'm a professional and I know exactly what to do. And throughout my experience, I can tell that definitely, of course, everyone has a preference, and you should have a preference that's given.
Yeah.
But compared to the people that were completely your type in the past, you were dating them. Well, you're not dating them anymore. It just didn't work out, and it didn't work out for a reason. So I believe that having values and having goals in life or lifestyle or whatever is important for you and crucial in life is having a higher value than if a partner has black hair, or if the person is 6 feet tall, or in which kind of field they work. So let's just think about it for a moment, and let's put a hierarchy of the importance of each value.
I agree with you. That's what I ask people as well. They're the most important things. It's not necessary on a first date to find out their entire life history or complain about why they split up with their ex-partner. It's not the time. It's to focus on each other. Do you have some similar interests? Don't need to have all the same interests.
Yes.
Do you have similar values? And do you have shared life goals? Do you want to have children? Do you want to live in Dubai forever? Things like that.
Exactly.
And it's different thoughts going forwards.
And yeah, sorry. And I'm very happy that you mentioned the ex talk. So many people, they just want to delve into it deep, like, how did you break up? How was your relationship? What happened? Like, why would you judge this person based on the past? They were dating someone else. If they're going to date you, you're not going to be the same person. You're not going to have the same relationship. So just don't judge. Don't go into past really deep, and focus on something that you can have in common so you can build the connection together.
I agree. And something else you touched upon just now as well about being open-minded. And I think open-mindedness is a key to most people that will join a dating agency or a matchmaking agency. They have to be open-minded in order to put themselves down this path in the first place, to be willing to let someone else take control and to guide them, and to be open-minded to think what I've been doing in the past, as you just said, hasn't been working out so far. And of course, you can't compare people in the past to people in the future. It's completely different people. And people do that all the time. They say, well, my type is this, or I want someone like my ex-partner. No, that didn't work out for you. So I absolutely agree with what you're saying there. It's really important.
100%, 100%. And having the open mind is crucial. If you're not living in a stone age, now we have access to everyone and anyone, and you never know who's the one, who's the partner that you're meant to end up with. And sometimes it happens, it's a person that you would never ever believe, oh, me and with this person, I didn't think so back then, but yet it worked out for a reason, because you had the open mind and you open up yourself and put yourself out there.
How did you meet your partner, can I ask?
We met through a friend of ours, and actually this is the moment when I was talking from my personal experience. I didn't really think that me and him, we could be ever together. First time when we met, I just started seeing someone, and he was getting out of a toxic relationship, so it just wasn't the right timing. But as the time went, it was an coincidence, maybe not a coincidence now, that we met again. And since then, we started seeing each other slowly. We were taking it very rationally. It wasn't like butterfly effect. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. This person is amazing, so much chemistry. It was very calm. It was very, I don't want to say thought through, but since we are adults and we know exactly what we want from life, so we started dating December, and then February I moved in. So
wow, okay,
it was that's why we had to be very rational and talk about, if it goes south, what to do, and if it goes well, okay, good for us. So that's why.
You have to be willing to embrace the opportunities, don't you? This is what you did. And
yeah,
your friend played matchmaker.
it wasn't meant him being a matchmaker. He just wanted to go out, have fun, literally.
Okay.
And first, I didn't even wanted to join. I was like, "No, you guys, you go, just two of you, have fun." And okay, okay, I will join. So I believe it was meant to be.
I think so too. And
Yeah.
in fact, I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and this is a friend of mine, and she's been with her partner since they were 14. They've been together a long,
Mm.
long time. They've been married, got kids. And I said to her, how do you know? I said, it wasn't me picking holes in the relationship, of course. It was me just saying to her, how do you know that he's the right person for you? Because you haven't dated anyone else in your life. You've had no other experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me, well, it's because when you do get together, you work together, you keep growing together as a couple, and then you find out more about each other and you create new memories together, and that's what happens. You don't need to have tons of experience or to go out and test every flavor of food to know that you like certain foods. I think they've grown together, and that it's dedication and hard work that comes into this. But the way this is leading, though, the conversations now with you, is that it got me thinking about soulmates quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people think I've got one soulmate in life, and if I don't find them, it's all gone to pot. My whole life's ruined. I had my soulmates, and we split up, or they died. Unfortunately,
Mm.
something happened. And my belief is, I'll ask yours in a second. My belief is that we can have more than one soulmate in life, and people become our soulmates. We're brought together for a reason, and fate does come into it to some degree. I'm very much law of attraction based, but you
Yeah.
have to realize that there's probably more than one person out there for you. But by being together and working hard as a couple, it shapes that. And I've got a project I'm going to work on at some point called the Soulmate Project, which will be a series of interviews and videos in the future. But for now, what are your thoughts on soulmates?
I agree with you 100%. I also used to believe there is only one soulmate in my life,
Mm.
but I believe that as we grow, we meet few soulmates that we are meant to meet, because every single person is meant to or teach you something
Hmm.
or learn something from you.
Yeah.
And the moment when your soul contract finishes, you part your ways. And at the same time, I believe not just as a romantic soulmate, you can be a soulmate as a friend, you can be a soulmate as a family member. And you have these kind of contracts that you have together signed up that we are going to be our souls till our contract expire or till we achieve what we are supposed to achieve. Sometimes, as you said, like from your experience when they were the woman, she was in her relationship her whole life with one person, maybe that's their contract, that they're supposed to be just two of them their whole life. And I really admire this kind of relationships. I really admire, because now outside in the world there's so much temptation, it's unbelievable. And yet there are still people that are so happy and content with their current partner and they don't need anything else. It's so admirable, really.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes you get lucky in life and you meet somebody quickly,
Mm.
but some people don't. My grandma, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but not for a while, so maybe 100 episodes ago, something like that. She was 102 when she died, but
Bless her.
yeah, she lost her husband when I was very young.
Mhm.
So, and she was about 50, something like that, I imagine. And that was my granddad. But then a couple of years later, an ex-boyfriend of hers who she met when she went to school wrote to her
Oh,
and they reconnected again. He'd always had a crush on her and he'd lost his wife as well. And they got
oh,
together, had another 50 odd years together as a second time round. So I think, well, she had more than one soulmate in life. That's what happened.
yeah.
But they probably became the soulmates by living
Mm,
together 50 years. How can you not be soulmate to somebody over 50 years? Whether you're roommates, flatmates, friends, animals, all these sort of things, people can become that way. But it's a beautiful story. And what makes this slightly sad, though, is that somebody asked me, a journalist, years ago, to interview my grandma. And they interviewed her
mm,
and wrote an article about this. And I've got no idea where the interview is, but I'd love to look back at my grandma's thoughts on this and how she experienced love. And when I do my soulmate project, I'd like to go back on that. But
mm.
I'm going to look back on that and find it one day if I've got a
Yeah,
copy of it.
I honestly would love to hear about it or
Yeah.
read about it. Really, if you find it, please share
Yeah.
with me as well,
Yeah.
because I love her story. Honestly, it's so cute and sweet.
It is. He's had a crush on her all his life, her second husband, and
Oh,
he decided, I'm going to reach out again. Then they got married. But so he wasn't my granddad, but he was always my grandma's husband since
mm-hmm,
I was very only about 2 or 3 years old. So I sort of didn't really see him as my grandma. He never replaced my granddad.
mm-hmm,
Even though I didn't know my granddad. My granddad met me when I was a baby. That was it. But
Yeah.
the reason I say this is a bit sad because I lost my own dad a few years ago.
Mm.
And so my little ones, my little boy doesn't remember my dad at all, only from, like,
Hmm.
from a picture. And I think, I don't know, it's good to have photographs and memories of these things, and time goes on. But because time goes
Yeah.
by so fast. But something else I wanted to ask you, changing the subject from people dying, which is never a very nice topic on my podcast, always about being upbeat and finding positivity. But that was, in a way, that was my sort of story of positivity indirectly. Is that
Yeah.
okay? Something else I wanted to ask you. Now, many of your clients are, as we touched upon in the intro, high net worth individuals. So,
Mm.
how do you suggest people in that situation balance their work lives with their love lives?
Well, there I can put as many suggestions as I want or as I can, but first I need to realize that okay, I need to balance it because it's going to be an advantage for me, for my life, for my relationship, and I always start with reminding them of the research. I know definitely you heard about it. Harvard research from 1938, is it? The on happiness. So what makes people truly happy?
Mhm.
And it's been still an ongoing research. They started on I think like 70 or 100 people with the same background, checking their lives and checking on them regularly. Let's say, I don't know, every 10 years, and also shortly before they died. And they were asking them in a high age, what truly made you happy in life? What was it? Was it your wealth? Was it your job? Was it your, I don't know, achievements, school? And each one of them, they were saying the relationships, regardless if it's romantic or friends or family, but relationships. So the point is, the true happiness is based on the quality of your relationships. So whenever I start talking with my clients that they should balance their life in order to say to themselves that by the end, okay, I have lived. I have lived and I have enjoyed myself, and I see that I left something behind me. And I'm not talking about the work, the projects, and the achievements, everything that's also amazing and admiring. But at the same time, if you see the happiness of your family, of your kids, of your wife, you cannot put a price on that. You just can't.
You can't. It's so important. That is, I think,
Mm.
is the foundation that we live for, to have companionship and to have relationships of all types, positive ones.
Yeah, we were born to live in communities. We were born to live with people. We crave hugs, skin touch, touch of skin to skin. That's
Mm.
how we were born. Also, when baby is born, first thing needs to get as close, as fast as possible to the mom's skin to develop the connection.
Yeah.
So this is why we are here on the earth to be with others and to build the connections.
I think it's also important, I say this a lot, is to be kind to each other because we're all
Yeah.
going through the same journey. There's no rule book. We've all got our own problems and issues, and everyone's got this. No one's got a completely smooth, perfect life. And I think kindness is part of all relationships. People that you meet in the street, say hello to people, be nice, give people a smile. It's so important as you go through life to do that. And
Yeah.
you mentioned the study just now. That's a famous study. Something else that's come up. I'm not sure if it's part of that study or not, or a more recent thing, but people have realized now that what is more important than just collecting things and getting presents and giving gifts to people in
Mm.
relationships is experiences. Experiences are things that you're going to remember much more. So going on a nice first date, going out on a holiday, these are much better things to do because you're having a moment you're going to remember. You'll remember that much more than some book or something else someone buys you. So I think
Yeah.
go out and have more experiences. There's a lot of regrets out there, people that are wasting their life not doing anything. People right now are listening to this thinking, well, I'd love to go and meet somebody, but I'm sat at home and I don't have time to go and do this. What do I do? And the reality is do something about it. And they said, what should I
Mhm.
do? Should I join the matchmaker? Should I do a dating app? Should I go to events? Do all of it. Go out
Yeah.
there, do whatever you can afford, whatever your budget is, push it and make yourself have these experiences, even if they're slightly uncomfortable for you to start with. Go out there and do them and just have fun and embrace everything.
Eh,
Can you give me one final tip for somebody who's out there listening right now, who is thinking about dating now, maybe in Dubai, maybe anywhere in the world? What is the best starting point for them right now to go and find somebody?
Take an action. Do like get out of your comfort zone, get out of your house,
Yeah.
stand up, just take an action. As you said, like, how am I supposed to meet someone? I don't know where to meet them. Okay, so tell me, what do you do? What do you do in order to meet someone? I'm swiping left and right. Okay, what else? Well, I already tried everything. Well, it doesn't seem like. All you just told me is maybe swiping the dating apps, maybe you meet your friends as usual. And this is exactly why you're not meeting anyone. You need to do something new. Even as you said, if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, then it's the right thing to do, because where you put yourself out there, you open so many new doors to yourself, and you never know who you can meet.
I love that. We're very aligned on what our message is here, which is great.
Yeah, we
That's it.
are. I
Yeah,
noticed. I
I
loved
know.
it.
It's amazing. I'm thinking all sorts of things now. This is great. I love it. We give the same
Me
advice and
too.
we support each other, which is brilliant. Going back to you, this is almost my penultimate question now for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's I ask everyone this. Do you have any sort of daily routines and things that you do in your life or your business that you try and make sure you do every day?
I do have a routine in the morning. It's not a meditation, but it's my journaling and visualization. So, since I have recently joined a new coaching program, and because every coach needs a coach, right?
Yeah.
And visualization every morning became a crucial part of my life. I wake up, I don't touch my phone, nothing. I just want to be in my Zen, morning Zen, and I just spend the first half an hour only with myself, with my thoughts. I try to switch on my creativity, my mood for the day, my energy for the day, and I can proudly say that it's working out. Definitely, I recommend it to everyone to have this Zen morning routine for yourself every morning. It's a game changer.
I wish I could do that. I have little kids who wake me up all night long, don't go to bed, wake me up in the morning. But something you touched upon just now, it's something I've been thinking about for a while, and that's the whole
Mm,
not touching my phone first thing in the morning. This is
mhm.
what you do. I do it every day. I look at my phone, the first thing. Have I made any money overnight? Anyone sent me any money? Has anyone got any urgent emails for me? Is there any press I have to respond to? But really, that can wait until after my kids have gone to school because I can't deal with it
Exactly.
anyway until that point. So I've been thinking about that, and you've just sort of confirmed that to me. That's something I should be doing. And I don't have an alarm. My
It,
wife's alarm goes off first. My kid's alarm, then waking me up in the morning saying we need dad, need you, daddy, for a shower, whatever it might
Daddy,
be.
daddy.
They do
Yeah.
that, and yeah. So I think that's a great advice. Anyone out there, there's no need to respond to somebody at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It can wait till after breakfast. They're not going to respond to you anyway if you reply, are they?
Yeah, definitely. And I understand that having kids at home, it can be a little bit more challenging for sure. But you know what my coach would tell you? Then wake up half an hour before they wake up. Find the time. Find the time for yourself, because you deserve to take care of yourself. Because again, how are you supposed to take care of others if you cannot take care of yourself? So it's just setting up the mindset right. But as long as you want, and if there is a will, then we can conquer and achieve everything. And it's true.
I completely agree with that. I'm awake all night anyway, so that doesn't really apply to me.
Mm.
There's probably some excuse for being on notice, but
Maybe you can try it before you go to sleep, half an hour before you go to sleep. No touching phone, no laptop, no TV. Maybe you
yeah.
can or grab a book and do your journaling, reading, or the visualization, meditation. If you can't set it in the morning, you can start with evenings, and you'll see how it goes.
I have thought about doing that. I'm going to do that just for you. I'm going to give it a go. I
Yeah.
think the morning thing, I find that I get my boys up, get them in the shower, go and make their breakfast, set the table, get everything ready, get my breakfast. And I've got about 20 minutes when they have the showers and my wife looks after them at that point, gets them dressed. That's when
Mm.
I can maybe do some sort of self-reflection.
Yes, definitely. You see, even if it's, let's say, 5, 10 minutes, it doesn't have to be whole half an hour. If you start with the small steps, 5, 10 minutes, and then you realize, okay, maybe I can do it 15 today, maybe 20. You'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. Yeah.
Until they come down. It's great advice for anybody. What I do in that time, I normally put the TV on and watch something I've recorded the night before. But TV is so irrelevant nowadays to me. I think it's just a
Mm.
distraction. It serves a purpose. I'm not saying anyone should stop watching TV. I think it's good in moderation. I don't watch as much as I ever used to. But I think what the bottom line of this is use your time wisely what makes you happy. And that's what you
Exactly.
need to do. So lovely to talk to you today. Can you tell everyone about how they can get hold of you? Is it just to buy
Yes.
that you cover? Or where can they find out more about you?
Definitely. You can find me on Instagram at Find Your Swan, or you can also find me. You can also see my website www.findyourswan.com, or even email Mia MIA at findyourswan.com.
Wonderful. Hopefully people will do that. I did see this on your Instagram, so I'd like you just to finally just explain what Find Your Swan means.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for this question. I'm always so excited to explain why I chose this name when I was starting my journey of business and I wasn't sure. The name is sometimes so important, and I'm the kind of person that I always want to put a meaning behind it. So it's not like find your soulmate. I didn't want to use find your soulmate, but swan represents elegance and smart, and white swan represents feminine, and black swan represents masculine. So together they creating a harmony, and they together create yin yang. So, and the totem of swan says that if you encounter swan soon, that means that you can meet your partner very soon. So this is why find your swan.
I love that. In the United Kingdom, where I'm based, swans are a protected species. They're so
Oh,
rare,
yeah.
you can't do anything about them. So that's a great thing. To find your swan is a very special
Mm,
thing to do. And they
yeah.
need a wonderful expert like you to help them do that. See what I did there?
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Round that up.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much, James. I really enjoyed our conversation. I'm so happy that we have so much in common, and that, we can share our ideas, and we're so aligned. I really appreciate you
We
as
are.
a coach and as a
Thank you.
person.
Brilliant. We're going to collaborate. I know it's coming up. So thank you so much.
Definitely.
Have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. I'd love to give you a free copy of my latest book, which you can download right now from my website, jamespreece.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, I'd really appreciate it if you could share the love by taking a few seconds to write a positive review on the iTunes store right now. See you next time.